Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've come on to share how you make this folio. I've made this one for my birthday for a holiday that I'm going on with my husband. In a previous video I do share how I do share it. Getting all tongue tied. It's just got lots of lovely pockets and big places to put photographs on. And yeah, so I'm not really going to flip through it too much. If you want to see, just look at the previous video. So that's what we're going to do. I made it with 12 by 12, but I've ran out. I'm sure I mentioned that, and I don't think I'm going to have enough time to go out and get any. So I have decided I'm going to try and do it with A4, which is 8 1/4 by 11 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to get on and show you the main body. This might be in parts because I have got a lot of things to do, and I don't want the videos to drone on for too long because that just gets boring. So for the covers, it's just 2 pieces of card, A4 or, you know, whatever card you want to use, and that's going to measure 8 1/4 by 10 inches, 2 pieces. Then for your spine, you want a piece that measures 2 1/2 by 10 inches, and you're going to score at 1 inch and 1 1/2 inches. I've already done that. For the main inside flap, which will be not this pocket here but this piece, so we're going to be, this is the measurements for that piece. You will need 2 pieces. Now I've had to cut this down. I did do it 8 1/2, but obviously the paper is only 8 1/4, so it needs to be 8 1/4 inches by 10. Just make sure you've got some strong glue. You want 2 of those, 8 1/4 by 10 inches. And then for this section, this piece, again you're going to want 2 of them, and they're going to measure 7 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then you're going to want 4 mats for them 4 photo bits there. And that is going to measure 6 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you want 4 of them. So let me just take my little scoreboard. And you're going to turn them onto the long side and score them at just 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch on all 4 of them. This card that I'm using is slightly thinner than the 12 by 12 I used. It's 210 GSM, whereas the black one was 230, I believe, or 220. But it will get thicker anyway when you're matting it all up. So score all these at 1/2 inch, okay? And then that's going to leave you a piece that measures 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and that will fit your A4 piece on. Okay, so next, let me just make sure they're the right way around. Yeah. So then you want to take your 7 1/2 inch pieces by 8 1/2 inches, and we're going to score these on the 7 1/2 inch side. Let me just double check. Yeah, at 1/2 inch on the 7 1/2 inch side, 1/2 inch. Okay. And then your main big pieces for the inside covers, because the paper is only 8 1/4 inches, it only leaves us a 1/4 inch hangover. So you're scoring it at 8. This is the section where I hope it works. You're going to mat over the top, so hopefully this is going to work. So at 8 inches. Okay, and then the cover, cover pieces are 8 1/4 by 10. We don't do anything to them, but the spine, I'm just going to say it again, 2 1/2 inches by 10, you score at 1 inch and 1 1/2 inches. So that's all of your scoring done. Then you want to take your spine and fold that over and just really burnish it really nice. Okay. So I've decided to make this spine a little bit thicker so that we can just fill more things in. Then what you want to do is you need some glue or some really strong tape along this edge. I'm just going to pause it and get my tape. Okay, so I've got my tape. I've got a 1 inch, no, 3/4 inches tape it is. So I'm going to put that on, but I'm also going to apply glue over the top. So I just need to find my pokey tool, and we can just do one side first. So removing the back of your tape, taking your glue, let me zoom you in a little bit. Taking your glue and just running over, and that's just going to give us a little bit of wiggle room when we're applying it on. Okay. I'm just going to pop my pin back in. Right, so move everything out of the way because you do need a bit of room. So take your biggest piece and lay it just outside of that score mark. Bring it up in a minute and show you what I mean. Then you can fold it and just push it where it needs to go. God, I've got a frog in my throat. And then you can just score that down. So that's what we've done. Just attached the top piece, okay? So just as close to the score line as you can, and then turn it over. I haven't notched it. I don't want to notch it if I can help it. And then you're just going to repeat the same step on the other side. So I'm going to pause it and then come back. So I'm back. So I've done that, and now you've got just your basic little folder. Now it does seem quite flimsy, but it will, like I said, it will thicken up once you start building up. So the inside pieces, remember that I said there's only a very thin score line, so when I did the other one there was a 1/2 inch line, but that's because I used a 12 by 12 sheet. So if you've got a 12 by 12 sheet, obviously use a 12 by 12 sheet and just, instead of it being 8 1/4, make it 8 1/2. So really burnish your line, your score. And all you're going to do is exactly what we've just done, but on the inside covers. I'll show you in a second. So just really burnish that. So these are going to go, so you open up your folio, taking your thin score line, and you want to lay it over the top of there and just glue that on, and that'll give you your open piece, okay? So I really want to get my head right in to make sure it's level, so I'm going to pause it, do that and come back. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about my light there. So up to now then we've got the cover, and then you've got your first piece, and it does stick. It just gives you a thinner little score there, that's all. So it does work. I haven't notched, like I said. I'm not notching these corners out, I'm just leaving them on. So then you want to move it along and glue the next one to that side. Okay, so what I like to do is glue it, and then I turn this the wrong way round and then lay it up, putting this front piece right butt up to that score line. Okay, so I'll pause it and then come back. Okay, I'm back. I've got the light in the way again. So now what we've got is we open it up, and then you've got your flap on that side and your flap on that side. And zoom out a bit. There we go. So that's what we've got so far. The next thing is your inside flaps. Okay, so you want to just fold and burnish that score line as well. Just really burnishing it. And then do your other one as well. And stick my pin back in. Right, so these flaps are going to go on there. So they're going to go on the end of this piece, well, in the middle of it here. So what I did is I marked, I'm sure it's, just let me check. Yeah, so I put a mark, so it's going to go here. So what you want to do is it does really get big, is open it out and mark 3/4 of an inch in from one end, just so you're going to be lining it up properly. So 3/4 of an inch in from that side, and then 3/4 of an inch in from this side, so that when you come to lay your piece on, just get it the right way, you can just line it up in between the two marks that you've just made. Alright? Okay, so I'm going to glue it and then I'm going to come back. Okay, I'm back. So I've done that. As you can see, it's attached just nicely there. We just need to repeat the same step on this side. So just close it up and flip it over, and then do your 3/4 of an inch on here, and then 3/4 of an inch on this side. Alright? So you can bring it back out again. Bring in your second piece. I'm going to try and do this one on camera, just so that you can see. So I'm going to glue, and be generous because you really want it to stick. I'm just going to go straight and use wet glue for this. Really get it on there. And then what I'm going to do is just attach, see if you can see, fold this over and attach onto the marks that I've just done. Okay, press it on and then quickly lift it up, and you'll just have enough time to push it up if you need to, or push it down. Just make sure it doesn't come over your main piece, and then really burnish it. Open it up and burnish again. And then you can fold that back in and bring that back round. So now we've got this. I really do hope that you understand how I've done it and that you could follow it okay. So that's what we've got now. So this piece opens that way and that piece goes that way. This piece goes this way and then that one opens. So then what we're going to do next is score the inserts, the photo pieces for inside. I don't know what they're called. Little photo mats. And all we're going to do is, I don't really measure these, I just guess them. When I've done this, I'm going to stop the video and then I'll do a part 2. So you need 2 of them for each side. Close this one up. If you can see, the spine is here. So there. So what you want to do is you want 2 to open that side. So all I did was just went up to the top, glued my strip like that, lifted that up so it was butt up to it, and then just glued it down. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to put some glue along the flap. No trimming, no notching or anything like that. Just going to go straight ahead and do it. Okay, so folding that back down again, just quite close to the top, lay it near to the spine and push it up so you know it's straight. Okay, and then you can use your bone folder to make sure that's stuck down. So that's your first one. And then let me just see what I've done it about. It's about 1/4 of an inch from the top. So we'll take the second one and then we'll go about 1/4 of an inch again from the bottom. So just applying the glue again. And then again back next to the spine, just about 1/4 of an inch again. Lifting up that to make sure it's right up to it, and then burnish. Alright, and then lift it up and just burnish that again. Okay, so that's that side completed, and then it will just fold down like that. So then you want to move it along, taking your other 2, and you can see now where the other one was, so we can kind of lay it next to it. So just applying a lot of glue on there. Alright, and then bringing it into that spine, just about up, and lift it up, and then just push it, and then you can burnish. And then burnish this side as well. And then just repeat the same for the bottom. And that is the basic construction of the folio. And then you could, well, I've decided to add a lot more pockets and things to mine, but with this one making the spine bigger, you can add even more, which is even better. So again, lining it up with the other one, lifting that spine up and just pushing it up against it, and then just burnish. And then lift it up and burnish underneath. Put my pin back in, and that is the, like I said, the main section finished, and that's taken 20 minutes, so that's long enough for this video, I think. So that's your main book. Opens up, opens that way, that side that way, opens out, and you've got your 4 photo mats. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Look out for part 2, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.